Hey folks, um, doing something a little different here. Just doing some quick recording of screens and really just sharing the journey and my process and how I think, things like that. So, if you don't know who I am, my name is Kjordan Owen. I am an aspiring composer, and these are my thoughts. So, working on a little song here. Not quite finished with it yet, but we're still in the composing phases. So I'm going to switch my screens here so that you can see what's going on. And yeah, hopefully this will be of some benefit to you. If anything happens in this stream, I'm going to be talking about my thoughts or whatnot, but if anything happens in this and you have a question about it, feel free to drop it down in the comments and I'll do my very best to get back to you. Let's go. So just a quick run through of what we have so far. Not very many bars here. I started this. I was like dirt tired. Note, just mental note, probably shouldn't trust your ears at 2:30 in the morning. I mean, if you're writing something to be writing, that's fine, but not for an accurate mix. It just doesn't work. But yeah, a few bars here. I'll take this loop off just to kind of show you where we're headed. This is traditional orchestral style. Let me just shorten some things up here. Cubase is my main DAW. Anybody that's not used to seeing this. So piano sketches are here. I do use Notion 6 as well. You won't see it up here, but so traditional layout. I've got my solo instruments right up here. My quick orchestral sketching is up here for winds, brass, strings, some percussion, and then going down into your main groups here for brass and orchestral percussion, ethnic percussion, stuff like that. Tuned percussion kits, keys. Need to add an organ in here somewhere, and a couple of other pianos. Then strings, choir. Excuse me. Then some solo voices, and then custom stuff, synthesizers, and things like that. Sound design elements. Then empty audio, because why not? And empty instruments, because why not? So yeah, if you're into that kind of thing, then fantastic. If not, and you just like watching the journey, then by all means stick with it. And let's take it back to the beginning and see where we are. And that's where we are so far. Now, somehow I got stuck here, which is great, but I got stuck in that area, and listening back to it after a couple days, it sounds like I did some things that I really didn't intend to do. So let's find that. So the synth bass line, it's working. What is that? So I wonder what happens if... So forgive me if I'm like pausing in between things, because I'm honestly not used to narrating my thoughts. But that bass line here is just way too midi. It's not working appropriately. Makes me wonder if there's some MIDI issue here, because the notes aren't changing appropriately. Yeah, see, still hanging on, and I'm not sure why. So this track was inspired by, I don't know whether it's Yvonne or Ivan, but I'm gonna say Yvonne, and if it's Ivan, then please forgive me if anyone knows who I'm talking about, or if he sees it. But Yvonne Torrent, he just dropped a new like epic adventure fantasy album that is absolutely bonkers. Actually, I need to talk about this. Honestly, it's one of the most inspirational videos that or albums that I've listened to in quite some time. And he put his heart and soul into every single entity of this project. I think it was over the span of 4 years. Like, he spent time and massaged it. And if anybody, looks him up, and you can go look at the story, I won't talk about it here. But there's a lot of emotion. There's a lot of processing, a lot of healing, a lot of necessary things to express in artistry. And so the point is, it was completely inspiring, and it was beautiful. So go check that out. I might be boring you here, and if you're bored here, then go check that out, and you won't be bored, I promise you. But the idea was to create something in the majestic realm. We're not there yet. We're getting there, but we're working our way up to it. So I had to put that plug in there. Anyway, I'm a bit random, so hope you can deal with that. So the notes are changing properly here. Yeah, it's got to be an odd legato trigger. that shouldn't be happening. I like the lower pitch though. But it's holding over. And I don't like that. So maybe we can adjust the quantize here. Yeah. Ah. Let's also look and see what's happening here. Yeah, I didn't do anything drastic. Now, alone, it sounds like a bug is having a hard time, but altogether, it gives, it like switches from this nice and fluffy, I guess that's the word I want to use, fluffy. Oh, you can't see anything, sorry. All right, let's try that. Talking about this bass region here, like working up to this section is nice and airy, it's nice and fluffy, and then it switches into this like I don't know, like 80s power ballad or something like that, which excites me because I love 80s. Not that they would, but you know, you could just kind of just see Journey kind of coming out on stage like, oh, oh, like this is actually amazing. And so what I want to do is turn this 80s section into an epic portion right after here. You know, keep the drive going. Let's go back. Now that breath there was super important, and again, I'm gonna mention Yvonne Torrent here. He had some moments in there that were completely intimate, and so I was like, oh, let's see how I can mimic that. And there's the library I'm using for that is Sahara 0G, I want to say it is. And so there's some breath points in the actual library. Just threw a bunch of reverb on it, and yeah, it's beautiful. You should see this thing. I have it like jacked all the way up to like what, plus 6? Where do I have you? Yeah, I have it at a whopping plus 6 on the actual fader. You know, do I do anything in the preamp? Yeah, I also increase the gain input. So there's a lot going on for someone that sounds like they need a CPAP breathing mask or something. But anyway, it gives that dreamy vibe. Oh, and that's intimate. etheric gold, intimate vocals from 0G. The entire orchestra is Audio Imperia, and then you have the solo cello by Solo Audio Imperia. My CPU is freaking out because I'm recording locally, but whatever. Leading to woodwinds. Haven't done anything yet. I kind of like that. Undecided on whether I wanted to have more power or not, but yeah, I actually think I do want it to have just a bit more power. Let's see. Now, yeah, I'm gonna cheat because I want to be done with this one. Actually, it's been fun rating it, but I'm ready to be done with it. I'm doing 2 bars each. So I can probably take this whole unit. I tend to like to use the time markers, the measure markers, whatever you call them, endpoints. I tend to like to use those as a section point, like I'm working on this section, and I tend to like to complete whatever's happening in the orchestra in that section before I move on. It just makes for more complete audio experience, I think. And then too, it helps with like stopping points. I need to remember how fast this is. 4, 3, 4. So we're going to use 8th notes here. I also like to use step input quite a bit, just because I don't have time to fiddle with latency issues, and then I will go back and fix like legato transitions and stuff like that. But like for short strings like this, it doesn't matter. The round robins are activated, so it won't seem like machine gun. Now, let me just make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4. Next chord. cheat code. Now, anybody that knows anything about composing, do not bust my chops for using parallel fifths and parallel octaves. I don't want to hear it. Like, I appreciate the input, and yes, I'm sure that things will be more sonically in place, but considering that we've been listening to this type of orchestration for several decades at this point, I think it'll be fine. So let me see. I want to say that these are identical. Again, it's been several days since I've looked at this. You're at an 8th quantize. Put you back to 1. Boom. Let us duplicate you. Okay, I'm going to do something slightly different here. Okay, instead of going to the 6, I'm going to go to a 1/6. Or 1 first inversion. I did do some musical studies in my time, so if I am mixing up lingo, I don't mean to confuse, and I don't mean to sound smarter than I really am, because I'm not. So I actually want to go boom, boom. I'm gonna put that F there, and it's safe to put those Fs together because of the harmonic series. So I almost want to put you an octave down. Ooh, and I don't mind you doing that. But if you do that, do I want that third? You have to justify it. Okay. So to get here. Okay, that's fair. Now this A is a problem. See, that's too big of a jump. I don't have a problem with the B flat here. It's the F that's giving me issues. I almost want to pull that up an octave, but that makes that C a loner. Unless I drop the octave. And how about I keep you guys where you are? Or, in fact, let us cheat once more. Boom. Boom. That feels better. Okay, so that's the thing that happens. You do one thing that's like, oh, that's cool, and then you actually have to think about what you did. So what I just did was, basses are down here, and then you have cello doing a fifth apart or fourth apart, depending on how you want to look at it. If you're reading from bottom to top, then they're a fourth apart. But anyway, but harmonically, they're a fifth apart. Tomato, tomato. So anyway, you got cellos, first and second cello that's running up here. Boom, boom, boom. And then they split to give some melodic interest, but bassists are still kind of doing their thing. Now this C is important because it's giving that bottom support for the rest of the orchestra. So I decided to split my basses and split my cello. So I'm having a cello 1, cello 2, bass 1, bass 2. Now, typically, would you do that? Depending on the size of your orchestra, but I'm pretending to have a rather large one. So I always feel like sometimes it's best to have the big picture of what it could be. That way you have enough space to chisel out what you don't need. That's my philosophy. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying that is how I do things typically. So we have all the bottom support here, which is nice. Now we need to work out. Now I'm intentionally okay, so creating some accents there to make it a bit more interesting. And I think I will do a simple copy and paste for that. So let me glue those together. Let's start at the top, and we're doing eighth notes. We're doing that. Boom. Now the beauty of this is because I split my cello the way that I split them, honestly, I can justify having split viola, split violin 2, and then violin 1 could run octaves. Or, you could do it a number of ways. You could have your viola and violin 2 doing divisi. Harmonic divisions is what I mean. And then have violin 1 and violin 2 run octaves to create a bit more balance. You could do that. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But the point is, I'm going to have some rhythmic information here, and I will probably add some more melodic content within the strings. And so, like, if you ever see, like, oh, how are you adding short strings and long strings at the same time? Look, that took me forever to really figure out. But then I did some score studies, and I was like, oh, you actually can do it. So let's get this 8th pattern going. Is it activated? Yes. Okay. Okay. See, that's definitely viola doing some stuff there. I want to make sure that I don't get into that because that's cello territory. Okay, cool. So should be fairly simple. See, now we have a problem because we have a disgusting overlay. And just jumping octaves won't fix that. Before we add that, let's see where we are. It actually may not be terrible. Redo, repeat. Let's see where that brings us. Honestly, it's this A. Okay, so it seems like what we're saying here, which works. Okay, okay, so we have bass, cello, viola, and let's say violin 2 is running the divisi, which would make sense. So that violas don't have to do a whole lot. So yeah, viola, 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 then viola, or still viola, which also makes sense. And celli are dropping down to a unison line to help support the basses, which honestly makes sense. And then you still leave room for space in the middle. Now, it's a bit clustered here, which is okay because it's synthetic, meaning the track itself is hybrid. You're using orchestral elements and synthesizer elements and other types of instruments to be able to cover the harmonic content or the sound palette. So let's lead into it. Let's see what happens. I don't know where it actually leads into, to be honest with you. 66. Nope. 64. Nope. Nope. Here we go. Okay, it's not terrible. My CPU is freaking out because I'm doing so much, and honestly, that amount of MIDI triggers, with all the things that's happening in the background with recording, is like, why are you doing this? So I need to increase my buffer rate. Anyone that's interested, I'm just using a very simple Focusrite Clarett 2 pre. Nothing fancy, nothing big, nothing heavy. And my sample libraries themselves aren't that heavy. And I'm on a 32 gig RAM system, obviously running Windows. So maybe that'll change in the future. Maybe it won't. But I am completely nervous that if I alter my buffer rate right now, this recording will crash. So I'm going to change it, and if it crashes, and I'll just make a part 2 because Cubase will crash, but I don't think OBS will crash. Here's hoping. Kind of nervous. Jumping all the way to 1024. Yeah. Are we okay? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. We seem to be okay. All right. Cool. Is that 3, 4, 2, 3, 4? Oh, that's why it's longer, because I did that thing beforehand. That's fine. Okay, and that's the loop. So now that we have like somewhat of an ostinato pattern going, I want to go ahead and add the bass line so that I have some context. I'm going to pretend that I have at least 2 tubas, if not 4. Yeah, which, believe it or not, is freaking huge. So let's just go ahead and get this out the way. Boom. Oops. Wop bop. There we go. Boom, boop. There we go. All right. Get in there. Step record. Or step input, I should say. Now I'm going to double this with low brass. And so the low brass patch will have tubas, bass trombones, and and chimbasis. This looking up and down is actually starting to become annoying, so I might change that angle. Anyway. Okay, and I'm sure you're like, hey, Kay, why did you do half of the time that you needed? And I'm like, why not if I can just stretch it to what I actually need it to be, right? Ta-da! Boom. So what that is, okay, so tuba, okay, I played tuba many years ago. And so when people say, hey, let your instruments breathe a bit, yeah, you should. I know there's some people out there that are like, why? I have it so that I can hold the longest note in the world. You do, but no. Okay, like from playing it, I'm like, dude, if I would have to hold all of those notes and you still want the power that goes behind it, like that makes zero sense to me. But whatever. Let's double you. Oops. Always change your quantization before you cut. Yeah, feel them, boys. Get in there. Okay, that's fine with me. Excuse me. Let's copy. Oh God, I lost it. Okay, here we go. Got it. Boom. Yeah, I didn't think so. Bop. Okay, cool. There we go. It's always weird where the octaves sit on these things because they're all different. Now I need to know what this is. I don't want you. I may not use that. Let's see what's happening with the profit. Boop. I like that classic. Well, let's get the Minilouge in there before we do anything. Let's get the Minilouge. Because I need something similar to a sub. But I want it to be a bit more organic. No. Okay. And I'm going to just look for a quick preset. Because it's quick. Oof. Harmonics are gonna mess with me. You bully. Think I found it. Yeah. We just need to pull it back in the mix somehow. Let's play through it just to make sure. Yeah. Now, learned this technique from Blakis. If you don't know who that is, also, here we go. We gotta talk. If you don't know who Blakis is, please forget me and go listen to him, because he's an incredible composer for trailer, commercial, film. Yes, film. We've been waiting on it, and now he finally is doing something, and fangirling over here because I'm ready to hear it. But yeah, people I've mentioned, Ivan Torrent, Blakis, Daniel Baywolm. Oh, okay. So go check those guys out, especially like me. This is pretend compared to what those guys are doing. So anyway, the technique that I learned from Blakis was to treat your subs like a side chain. So if you know you have a big hit, and I'm thinking that I'm gonna have a big hit every 8 bars, wait a second before it comes in. 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. Wait. Boom. Yeah. So should feel good. Let me bring you back. Sorry. We'll lead into it, and I think I will record this one. Okay. And I will do Did you move? You did. So did you? Okay. Especially coming out of that downer. Gives a chance for the orchestra to really shine. Good click. And I'll put the hits in a little later. I need now. If this were being done live, my keys players would they would do one of two things. They would either completely hate me and never play or perform for me again, or they would charge me the utmost amount of money to play these lines. I mean, because look at it. I mean, if I go into my keys Midi here, they're doing this mostly the whole. Now, luckily, it's being processed through several different types of instruments, so they would just get extremely bored. And I try not to have my sections get bored. Oops, let me solo this. Like his little right hand is just going back and forth. Yeah. Like you gotta do some serious hand exercises in order to make that actually work. Now the other thing I'm looking into is whether or not sonically this makes sense, because you're kind of getting ducked behind, but they're also adding some texture. So I haven't decided whether I want them to be playing here or not, but it is providing the harmonic and textural context right now. So I'll keep them there for now, and if things start building up too big and they get lost, then I'll pull them out. But yikes. Okay. I need my sheet music because I have forgotten what my counter line is. Oh god. Here we go. Open in another program. So again, if this crashes, then I guess there'll be a part 2. I know the audio is not going to work. And I don't really need it to work. I just need to see. Can I see? A sailor went to CCC to see what he can see. Okay, I see what I did there. You need a tie on, sir. You need a tie. You just look better with a tie. There you go. Ba 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 da, ba. Oh wait. Ba 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 da. You also need a tie, sir. Please put on a tie. If you would, please, sir. Sorry. You also need on a tie, sir. You don't. You defiant somebody. You. Dude, why aren't you tying? Hello? But you want to tie it to the ether. Okay. That's fine, I guess. We know what it means, so. Okay. I wonder if I can show you that. That's mislabeled. But yeah, actually, I'll just transition to that real quick. So this is my notation software. I am currently using Notion 6 by PreSonus. It's okay. It works out really well. It works out nicely to really get a decent sketch. So, did my phone just buzz? No, it didn't. Okay, I'm hearing things. So this is what I use to get basic melodic content and some textural ostinato stuff. And if I'm really stumped, then I'll come back to my notation before I get into the DAW, Keybase. I've learned to flesh out the idea before you put it into Keybase, considering that Keybase is the orchestra, so it is the performer, or at least the organizer of the performer, if that even makes sense. And here in notation, it's where the ideas can kind of come to life. So this is something I do. So back here, I kind of want my horns to do that. We're getting into brass world here. Uh-oh. Did I lose? Did I lose you? Where are you? Let's put you here. You're somewhere. Okay, there you are. Get up there. Okay, sorry. Had a technical difficulty. Anybody seen Ed, Ed and 80? Yeah, show's hilarious. If you cannot tell, this is my first attempt at doing anything remotely close to streaming. Or recording or anything. Yep, I'm late to the game. I'm a rebel. I don't care. Pull you down. Okay, great. I think I can breathe now. So I've got my horns. I'm gonna need a stretch break here in a second. Not that high. Yeah. I don't know if I like it, to be honest. Okay, boys. I know you're excited to be playing, but you're doing a lot. Maybe I'll put both of them on it. Well, the girl needs to be here. The girl. Let's get you in here. Come on, girlie. Come on, girl. Get over there. Get over there. This gets dicey. Oops. She has to be doubled with violin, and then there'll have to be a middle voice coming from somewhere. I'm weary of making that short because it has CC data attached to it. Oops, see? Yep. Sorry, girl. There you go. So you have to be, well, have to is a strong word, but okay, so violin twos, we'll take that. And then violin ones, we'll sing up in them rafters. Let's duplicate. Okay, so I need who with you. It's not. It would be nice to have flutes with you. Actually, before I do that, let's glue, and let's take a moment to save our progress. If you've made it to this point of the video, thank you for sticking around as long as you have. Looks like we've been recording for just over an hour. I don't intend to make this like a 3-hour video, but it looks like we're actually starting to get some momentum. And a lot of people are like, no, you need to perform it in. And I'm like, why? Why? The technology is there. Let's hear what you're doing. Not worth you being there. There you go. Sing. Now, oboe. Do I want oboe in this at all? I kind of do. I kind of don't. You're like oddly out of range. And I think I will put horns. Come on, boys. But it makes... Okay, so... in that section, I was just deciding who's going to be doing the melodic... Ooh, excuse me. Information. Yikes. Let's see where we are from top. Would help to unmute things, I guess. Alright, and because I'm dumb, let's go back. not terrible. I'm not happy with it, but it kind of is what it is. I'm starting to get bored with it. Yeah, I think I'm gonna end this video where it is. It needs it needs some. I don't know what it needs. That's the problem. Whoa, those guys for sure. But what I don't want to do is just pad everything out, like just a brass pad, or like a string pad or something like that. I don't want to do that. Because that's lazy orchestration, so I've found it honestly just better to just leave it alone for a little bit and then come back to it. I'm actually going to try to take my time with this one, so I probably will come back to it. I just don't know when, to be honest with you. I'm curious what it sounds like, though. Yeah, it's too much happening. My voicing is it's just a whole lot. It needs to be very well thought out, considering that all of these other elements are at play. Yeah. Anyway, again, those who made it this far, thank you for even stopping by. Really appreciate it. Let me actually talk to you here. Yeah. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for checking out the channel. Thanks for dealing with my rambles. I am going to give every attempt that I possibly can at this to really just share the journey for a long time of like, oh, I gotta make it, oh, I gotta make it, oh, I gotta make it. And honestly, I'm an adult now, so I know better. But anyway, I'm gonna do my best to kind of share the journey as I go through it, and whoever wants to stick around, then by all means, please do. So if you want to see more of this type stuff, then by all means, hit that subscribe button. And if you liked it, hit that thumbs up. As of right now, nothing is monetized. You'll just be telling YouTube that you like it, which is great. And yeah, it'll help me out just a little bit, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, I've got some other music stuff that's been completed that's on the channel right now, so feel free to go ahead and check that out. If you're looking to see, oh, what does this guy do? I'm on Spotify. You can find me there. Just type in my name. So if you hear me referencing myself to K a lot, it's because that's who I am. All right. But yeah, one more playthrough, and then we'll end it here. All right. Again, thanks for sticking around thus far, and see you on the next one. All right, guys. Thanks again for sticking around. Again, if you like this kind of thing, give it a thumbs up. If you're wanting to stick around and kind of see some more in this channel, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And we'll be seeing you on the next one. All right. Thanks. Bye.